It's time for content with Daddy Odin. Today, the format of making the content is a bit unusual compared to the way I have previously done it. It's more work than usual trying to clip every game, but I hope it was worth it. So let's go. And if to make these kind of videos much more easier for me, if you are a caster, please make sure that you either clip some of your game team fights or some crazy moments in your games and you send them to me so that I can incorporate them in the content section. We're going to be doing a small thing. We're going to be doing Spotlight Hero of the Week, and the Spotlight Hero of Week 5 is Jakiro. Jakiro has been picked 77 times in AD2L in this season with a 56% win rate. Wasted Youth picked up Jakiro and dethroned the reigning champions Pot of Greed. Now, let us go look at our predictions that we made for week 5 and the ones we got wrong. We were correct about All My Homies Love Crack versus WS's Cobalt, D&D versus TBD, Tilted Game versus Riders of Rohan, but the rest we were wrong. The crazy upset was the game between Pot of Greed versus Wasted Youth, which Wasted Youth 2-0'd Pot of Greed. Next up, I did not change any of the rankings for week 5. I think some of the teams, the top teams that have lost games, like Grin Reavers against Savage Sabers, one game they did lag, and that was the game they lost, and they made the series go 1-1, which was the other one I got wrong in the prediction. But I want to see them play one more game where Grin Reavers were not lagging, and they also had a full roster. Grin Reavers had 2 substitutes playing that game, and were still able to take one game over from Savage Sabers. Same thing with Cobalt. They lost one game with All My Homies Love Crack, and they won one game with All My Homies Love Crack. So week 5 has been a lot of stand-ins. A lot of players were not able to play in the games, especially in the top teams. There were a lot of substitutions. WS's Cobalt had 2 substitutes, one in each game. First game was with Hexy. The second game was with Fluke. Now we will be doing the predictions for week 6, the final week before playoffs, where teams have been experimenting through this time, and we might have some sleeper teams. The first game is Tilted Gaming versus FOTP. I think this is a 1-1 game. I think both teams are very evenly skilled, so they shouldn't have much. No, they should have a really nice competitive game, as both the skills of the teams are really close, and it'll be really nice to see them both play. After that, we had Grin Reavers versus ROT. If Grin Reavers are not lagging, it should be easy game for them, and they should take it 2-0, hoping that they don't have any substitutes. Next game we have is Riders of Rohan versus Savage Sabers. I think it's going to be going 1-1. Savage Sabers still are making a couple of mistakes, and Riders of Rohan are known to punish teams who make mistakes. So I believe Riders of Rohan should be able to take at least one game, and Savage Sabers are gonna come back with a fighting spirit to take game 2. Next up, we have Petting Zoo Rejects versus TBD. I think Petting Zoo Rejects are playing it a bit casual before playoffs. I think this is one of the sleeper teams. They usually perform really well, especially in the other season 28 and season 27. Kind of interested to see how this game goes, being that Petting Zoo Rejects and TBD are 2 teams I have been hyping up a bit in all my contents. Next, we have Pot of Greed versus All My Homies Love Crack. I think it should be a favor in Pot of Greed. Even though they lost 2 games to Wasted Youth, I think Pot of Greed is still strong. They did show a really clinical performance going against Wasted Youth, but it was a Divine Rapier Gyrocopter and double Divine Rapier Gyrocopter, and they just won the game. Next up, we have Go Fight versus D&D. This is a weird game to predict. I believe both teams have really high capability, but I think the series might go 1-1 or 0-2 in favor of D&D. Next, we have Two Boots versus Petting Zoo Rejects Feeder Team. I kept this prediction as 1-1 because we never know what role Jamie plays. He keeps changing his roles, and any role he goes, he's a god in that role. This week he played mid, and he got double rampage, or I think it was triple rampage, and he played Monkey King, and he also had a really good performance, good ults all over the place. So depending on his role, the outcome might change. Lastly, we have WS's Cobalt versus Wasted Youth. I think this game has a chance to go 1-1, but if Dill is not playing and someone is standing in for him, this might be a 0-2 to the favor of Wasted Youth. Game 1, very much in favor of Grenadiers. Juggernaut got a really good start and was able to get good items to counter the Phantom Assassin and Pugna. Sharky and Jamie on top of their games, able to save everyone. Clockwork, played by Jamie, was able to create so much space for the mid, even turning the tide in the mid lane and making it a win lane for Puck. Game 2, similar story, but in favor of Savage Sabers. Savage Sabers had AM and Green River had a Lifestealer, and they also had lag problems on the Wind Ranger and were sadly not able to do much about it, and they didn't have any kind of early building damage that could be done, and AM just got out of control and was able to close the series 1-1. I think if Windranger was not lagging, as Windranger did have a really good start in the game, I think if Windranger was not lagging, then Green Rivers might have won the game. Lifestealer did get good farm, was able to hold his ground, but without the help of Windranger, the game really fell apart. Treant and Venomancer are doing a lot for the side of Green Reaver. They shut down the AM really effectively, making the AM get a 17 or 16 minute Battle Fury. Those areas were definitely pushed back, but the Windranger slowly fell back in that world and became more like a support. Next series we have is FOTP versus Petting Zoo feeder team, or Petting Zoo Regis feeder team. Jamie showing that he can play any role given to him, pause for support, and even save on carry, and gets a beautiful double rampage, I believe. And we're able to get a win. The AM bites back to come back in the fight and dies again to the massive damage that this Sven is able to do in this extremely long game with the Pirates had. Game 2, FOTP might be feeling a bit of fatigue after playing a 75-minute game. We're close to 1 hour 31 minutes game with the whole drafting and stuff. It was a snowball from Petting Zoo Rejects Feeder team. It was a really quick game, only 30-minute game, and PZR Feeder team were able to gain the lead as their lanes went really well and were able to end it. Next series we have is between Two Boots and Petting Zoo Rejects. Both games, Petting Zoo Rejects won. Breaker got an excellent start. He was able to farm his lane, win his lane, and just go snowball mode from there on. First game he played Spectre. The second game he played Medusa. Both games he had, I think the highest deaths he had was 3, and that being on Spectre, and I believe he only died once on the Medusa. Petting Zoo Rejects may be the sleeper team of AD2L contender seasons. They have been playing it more casually, and Breaker showing his clinical performance in this game. He even goes in game 2. He even goes to get a rampage on the Medusa. Very excellent gameplay from Breaker. This week, week 5 has been quite the rampage week. A lot of rampages all around the place. Jamie with the double rampage, and now Breaker with the triple rampage. Maybe there is someone who got a 4 quadruple rampage. Don't forget to send me the clips if you got a rampage. And as usual, important announcement. If you haven't heard of the name Dr. Geo, go to AD2L content. He is posting rankings where you can go rank your team or favorite in whatever rank you think they might be fitting. Go ahead, fill out those. As more people fill out, the more accurate and more better the ranking system will be working. The next series we'll be looking at is TBD versus Drugs and Dota. Game 1 was very much in the favor of Drugs and Dota. The Pope's Jewish cousin finally able to play his Phoenix, Master Tier Phoenix. A lot of teams have been banning the Phoenix against D&D, and there is a valid reason, and the Pope's Jewish cousin is that reason. This man knows how to play Phoenix, knows when to use an egg, and he has gotten the perfect eggs in this game. I think there was only one time where his egg got destroyed in the whole fight, or whole game, in game 1. Game 2, D&D tried to do a dual med with an off-lane Windranger. It did not go as they planned. And TBD Gintry was able to play his Clockwork in, and they had a solid lead build up in mid game, and they just kept going ahead with the Sven. Sven being really strong compared to the AM, who wasn't able to man up against him. Both Sentry and Biggie were able to claim their prime supports, A and Clockwork, and were just able to create so much space for the Sven, and they just took over the map. I really think D&D should keep Harbinger in the safe lane. I think his playstyle suits it more, and I think Dr. Geo should be in the more aggressive initiator style from the mid. I think that's when D&D are playing to their fullest potential and are able to take any sort of game from the opponents. I don't think Harbinger is that effectively and a good initiator, or wants to play that aggressive on the heroes or the hero pool. He was playing spectacular on the Morphling because essentially he was playing as a safe lane carry in that game.
Youth could find right now.
Sniper. I mean, they gotta take that sniper out. But you know, if they can get B-Jack here, that is also really good. Oh,
what a fear! Possibly turning the fight around. The Macropyre's out. Godstrength with cleave brings down 2 immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. And and there it is. There's the rapier.
So here we go. This is going to health and over 50% status resist.
Oh, they've got the homing missile on Kierman. And the spear into the base.
Oh my god.
And McGee's gone.
Bane's caught out by the homing missile. The blink in. Sven's going absolutely mad, trying to take down Lava, looking for FJ. FJ turning around, trying to fight. He's already used the Satanic, trying to bring down B-Jack. B-Jack has no chance against this. There's the homing missiles. 2 of them, 3 of them chaining out.
3 of them, run!
Rodbot's trying to cover. Instead, you get the triple stone. That's the kill!
Oh man,
absolutely insane. Shadow Realm TP, not gonna be able to. Rax, Nightmare immediately canceled. FJ, where did your health go? The Aegis will pop. He's back up again though, and now he's gonna be showing the full force of this rapier.
But he's got everything.
The Lotus is in place.
Rob Boss, he's down.
Everybody is gone. They're all dead. The Yule's up now. The combo. They're gonna find the stun. Oh my god, they kill him. The rapier's down. Who picked it up? Who got the rapier?
Oh, Rob Boss has it now.
Oh no. Pot of Greed now on the offensive. They've got a rapier. They've got the kill. They got.
Even know if they can defend
Smoke
this.
out on the back line. They've got Glyph.
They've got to go now. Like, this is
FJ with the grip. That's the multi-missile onto Rambos. They're trying to focus fire him. Rambos with a BKB and Satanic pop. Oh my god.
He's fighting it out, Satanic. Oh man. The
arena is so perfect. It's keeping him away. The Zeus getting focus fired down. That could be the kill. Now the double rapier on the side of Wasted Youth. They're just going to end and run down mid on this double rapier. The last set of racks. Mega's on the line. The fight is real. FJ chunking away at Noobs McGee. Swift Strike being used. The buyback again. Rob Boss back into the fight. Earthshock over the kinetic field. And this is gonna be the melee racks. That's Mega's, baby! Mopping up the rest of this fight. It looks like...
Yeah, they're all out of spells.
This looks like a snowball for Wasted Youth. They're gonna take the full team wipe. Only Kerman's remaining.
He's gonna go for the rampage in the fountain too.
He's got it. That's the rampage.
And he's gonna feed to the fountain for the extra style points. Sick.
The GG is called. The dynasty is broken.
Okay, the next series we have is between Go5 and the resultant Orient Tinkers. ROT was able to get a 2-0 from Go5. Go5 trying out new heroes, picking out Scotty Zero quite early on. I believe they picked it in the first phase, second pick, as they had second pick. A lot of teams have been doing, they've been picking these really strong cores early on and countering any kind of heroes that might affect this hero's lane, especially in the mid matchups or any kind of supports. But I don't think Storm Spirit is currently in that position where it is really strong that you can indeed do the first pick. A couple of the first pick heroes are like Faceless Void, Spectre, Chaos Knight, or Medusa or something like that. Game 1, it was pretty much one-sided. Both Medusa and Juggernaut got out of hand and were able to steamroll over Go5. And ROT have the stellar pick of picking Jakiro. I think if teams are taking second pick, they should not risk letting Jakiro be in the hero pool. They should either ban it or try to pick it. But a lot of teams are, if they have first pick, they are going for this Jakiro pick. But both game 1 and 2, Go5 did not win any lanes with decisive victory. Their off lane especially suffered a lot, both game 1 and game 2. Both games they got destroyed. Game 2 was a more of a one-sided show from RT, where they went 41-8. They just popped off. They had Faceless Void, and Log Lady was able to secure mid as well with the Wind Ranger. Once RT gets control of the map, they don't stop for anyone. They just annihilate the enemy. Go5 trying out the Medusa, but Light does not seem to get enough farm on this hero, and they lose the game. Medusa goes 0-6. Next, the last but not least, the series between WS's Kobolds versus All My Homies Love Crack. I believe Dill was not able to play the series, and every time Cobalt does not have Dill, they seem to be struggling to win their games. Game 1, Fluke was replacing Dill, and game 2, Hex was replacing Dill when was playing mid. I played with Hex before. I thought he was an ancient player, but looks like he did D-rank into legend, so it doesn't go against the rules. But he was able to play his legendary or almost divine level OD, and they were able to destroy All My Homies Love Crack. It was a 16-minute game, and it was a show called Hexy Owns Your Own Whole Team. But I don't think we should be basing WSS's performance on game 2, especially because they did get a substitute. Even game 1, I don't think this is the full strength of WS's Cobalt in this series. They didn't have Dill, and in game 1 they used Fluke. I believe he also substituted for the last series or the series before that, where Dill was not able to play and he came in to play the safe lane carry. But game 1 does go in the favor of All My Homies Love Crack. They picked a Sven, they had a Warlock and Dazzle. It was purely all heal based team, while Sven was doing the damage and crowd control was being done by Shrek and Pangolier. Sven just fully popped off. He owned the Terrorblade. The Terrorblade wasn't even able to find farm in his jungle, and they just did a really good clean job of controlling the map and the enemy jungle, forcing this Terrorblade to come into fights or bringing the fight where Terrorblade is farming, so that his farming patterns were disrupted in the game. Game 2, as I was saying, Hexy was playing for mid, and Gambit went into a safe lane carry position. I feel like all my homies Lovecrack just got overwhelmed and were destroyed.
Jeez, oh, did he die to the fire?
Ult mid from Medusa, Hexy trying to back off. And then
And he does imprison, turns around, throws the ultimate Leer, tries something, but a double kill from Hexy. My lord, this man.
he says, you revealed my trap card. He had 12 points on the Sandy's Eclipse counter. He got that Medusa about that half HP and he just deleted her.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Like, this guy is a master tier OD. He's very comfortable with this hero.